Hey Fee! Hey Tracy! What should we do today? Let's watch this hit TV show with girls like you and me. It's it we really like, and best of all, it's free! Square Eyes are watching Geek Girl TV! Square Eyes are watching Geek Girl TV! Amstrad, Spectrum, New Hatfield, Winery, Apple, Mac, Geek Girl TV! Television for the computer savvy.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Geek Girl TV. I'm your Geek Girl host, Eve Park, and my theme song was created by The Days, which you can check out at myspace.com/TheDaysGirls. This is episode number 37. 37 is a prime number. If you've watched every episode of Geek Girl, not including this one, you've officially now watched 247 minutes and 40 seconds of Geek Girl. That's 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 40 seconds. And if you include the 10-second power move I did for Say Frank that's also on my feed, that makes it 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 50 seconds. Whew, that's a lot. Thanks for sticking with me. This week I want to talk about geocaching because I recently went on my first geocaching adventure. Do you know what geocaching is? Well, you should, because it's a nerd sport. That's right, it's a nerd sport, a sport for nerds, and there's not many of them out there, you know. I call it a nerd sport because it involves the great outdoors, mild physical activity, and technology. You need at least a mobile GPS, which are becoming more and more common these days. So the first thing you do is go to geocaching.com and do a search with your location, and all the geocaches in your area will appear. Now, if you don't know about geocaching, you'll probably be surprised to find out that there's hundreds, if not thousands, of geocaches already in your area. And this is an international phenomena, so that goes for all of you. For example, my search reveals over 4,000 results within 100 miles of my location. So what is a cache, you might be asking at this point? Well, it's a little waterproof container or box that usually has a logbook for people to sign to prove that they've been there. Sometimes they're filled with coins or other keepsakes for people to collect. Sometimes they're filled with toys or other trinkets. And the idea is you're supposed to take something and leave something. All the specifics about a particular cache will be on its webpage at geocaching.com. If you're signed in, the page will give you the latitude and longitude of the cache and usually at least one clue. And that's all you get. And it's up to you to go out in the real world and find it. So where do all these caches come from? Well, they come from people just like you and me. Anyone with an account can place and log a new cache at geocaching.com. Now, I've talked a long time, but there's one more thing I want to tell you about because it's one of my favorite parts. There's travel bugs. The idea behind a travel bug is that if you find one, you're supposed to take it and leave it at another cache. Usually preferably one that's far away. Attached to the travel bug somehow is a code that you can use to log onto the website again and enter in where you found the travel bug and where you left it. So even though I've known about geocaching for over a year now, and there's over 4,000 caches in my area, assisting the movement of travel bugs is the part that appeals to me the most. So recently, when I had to spend some time in the sweltering state of Georgia, I decided to make the most of it by going online and seeing if there was a travel bug that I could bring home to one of those 4,000 local caches. It wasn't long at all before I found the perfect candidate. Her name was Dancing Bear, a cute little teddy bear with a typical travel bug goal. According to her page, she would like to travel as far and often as she can. Ultimately, the goal is to visit all 50 states and even other countries as well. It says to please take pictures of the journey to share with others. In about this item, it says that Dancing Bear was released with her sister, Kitty Cat, and her brother, Rex the Racer, and each of them are rather competitive and would like to be the first to accomplish their goal. The page came with a map, and I could see that Dancing Bear had only been to 2 states of the 50, and her brother Rex had already been to 6. So I thought I'd do my part and try to help her out. Thus began my search for Dancing Bear. We soon found a path that seemed to lead off into the direction of our coordinates. Once we approached the prescribed latitude and longitude, we found it necessary to stray from the beaten path. We determined that the cache must be in this open field, or nearby. Overhead, there are power lines, and although I didn't know it at the time, power lines affect the accuracy of the GPS, making our margin for error a pretty big one. Now, this is a two-part cache. The first part that we're looking for now is only a match case containing a clue to find the second part. And since a match case is about the size of a roll of lifesavers, and green, it felt a little like looking for a needle in a haystack. But eventually, we did find it near the tree line.
There it is. What good eyes you have. All right, go pick it up.
Our clue is...
Well, that's a sucky clue. I thought it was going to be coordinates.
Yeah, but it must be in the marina down the street here.
Okay. Since it has a little wire on it, we think it's supposed to be hanging, but all these branches have been cut recently, so it is now hanging. Dun dun dun.
We were careful to leave the clue so it could be found by future geocachers. And so, armed with a cryptic clue instead of coordinates, we went down to the marina. The online description said that where the cache was hidden provides a great view of the dam. I hoped that once we found a view of the dam, the clue "man overboard" would make sense. I knew the dam was upstream according to the map, but unfortunately we could not find anywhere in the marina with a clear view of it. So we backtracked to the path to see if we could find both a view of the dam and make sense of the clue. Eventually we found a little platform with an excellent view of the dam. Now, the platform had a little railing, and overboard from the railing was dry land that looked to be an excellent place to hide the ammo can, which supposedly contained Dear Dancing Bear. So I went around to get a closer look at the ground below the platform, and this is where, unfortunately, my story comes to an anticlimactical ending. An ammo can-shaped hole in the ground. It was very clear that there had once been an ammo can here, but no longer. Probably someone who had no idea what it was noticed it and figured finders keepers. An ammo can full of cool stuff. And with the ammo can gone, it probably means that poor Dancing Bear is MIA as well. And her dream of visiting all 50 states come to a sad and premature end. So I wish I had a happier ending for you, but what can I say? Life is unscripted. I still look forward to finding my first cache, and hopefully helping out a travel bug. On a different note, you may be interested to know that Jensen1011 has created a YouTube video in which I make a short appearance alongside other vloggers. In the video entitled Vlog WeTube, Jensen1011 shares his observations on the new medium that is vlogging. So if you're interested, check it out. In the meanwhile, I gotta go. See you next week.
Meow.